She said, family first, and for once, I actually listened. Not to her. To myself. The moment I pressed transfer, something in me snapped into place. And I don't think I'll ever be the same again. I was sitting at my desk when my phone lit up with a message from Mara. I'm using our vacation fund to bail my ex out of jail. You understand? No apology. No question mark. Just a blunt, confident statement like it was already decided. I stared at the message for a long moment, my fingers frozen over the keyboard. Then I typed back 2 words. Family first. And with that, something inside me clicked. Not loudly. Not dramatically. It was a quiet, clean break, like a switch had been flipped in a dark room. I opened our joint account, moved my half of the savings into my personal checking, and booked a one-way flight to Japan. 3 days. That's all the time I'd need. I'm 32 years old, a data analyst by trade, which basically means my world is numbers, structured plans, and predictable outcomes. My girlfriend Mara, on the other hand, she was a storm in human form. She's 29. Impulsive. Loud. Full of life. The kind of person who leaps before she even looks down. For a long time, I thought that energy balanced out my quiet, methodical nature. I liked the way she pulled me into moments I'd normally plan months in advance. We'd been together for 3 years. Lived together in my condo, the one I bought 2 years ago. And we'd been saving. Not a lot, but enough. A joint account we called the vacation fund. The goal was $15,000 for some big trip once we hit that magic number. I was the predictable one, $400 automatically deposited every month. She added what she could when she could. Over time, it evened out. My $7,200. Her $7,000. $14,200. But there was always Reese, her ex. The one that got away. Except he didn't go anywhere. He was always orbiting around her like a bad moon. Always getting into trouble. Always needing something. He's just misunderstood, Leo. He's got such a good heart. He's family. You don't turn your back on family. I hated every word of it. I told her so more than once. But every time I tried to draw a line, she'd accuse me of being controlling. And me? I'm not a fighter. I just stepped back and let the storm blow over. Until Tuesday. 11:04 a.m. My monitor was filled with lines of code, a query running on a stubborn database. My phone buzzed. I glanced down. Mara. Hey, absolute emergency. Reese got into some trouble. He's in jail. Bail is set. I'm using our vacation fund to bail him out. It's an emergency. You understand? I read it once. Twice. A third time. My jaw locked. She wasn't asking. She was telling me she was draining the account, our account, to save him. My $7,200. Her $7,000. Gone, just like that. That quiet click in my head grew louder. Every red flag I'd ignored lined up in a perfect row like dominoes. And this text? It was the final push. I typed, family first. Almost instantly, she replied with pure relief. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best. I knew you'd get it. He's like a brother to me. You're a lifesaver. I'll make it up to you, I promise. But I didn't respond. I didn't need to. I already had a plan. Browser. Joint account. $14,200. I transferred $7,200, my half, into my personal checking. Left hers untouched. Then another tab, flights to Japan. She always said it was too far. That the food was weird. I've always wanted to go. Premium economy. Friday. One way. Done. Then I sent an email to my boss. Sudden family emergency. Taking 4.5 weeks of PTO. I'll keep my laptop for critical issues. His reply came minutes later. No problem, Leo. Hope everything's okay. I put my phone on silent. Went back to my spreadsheet. And for the first time in a long time, I felt nothing. No heat. No rage. Just this calm, steady quiet. The kind that comes right after a decision's been made. Around 3:30, my phone started buzzing like a trapped wasp against the desk. Over and over. Vibrate. Stop. Vibrate. Stop. I ignored it. By 4 o'clock, a voicemail notification popped up. I put in my headphones. Pressed play. Mara's voice exploded into my ears, raw and frantic. Leo, what did you do? I'm at the bail bondsman. I told them I had the money. The bail's $100,000. The fee's $10,000. I said, fine, I have the vacation fund. I went to the ATM. The card, Leo, there's only $7,000 in the account. Where's the rest of it? What did you do? I'm $3,000 short. They won't take it. Reese's mom is crying. What is wrong with you? You said you understood. You said family first. Call me back. Call me back now. The message ended with this shaky, furious breath. I sat there for a moment, listening to my own steady breathing through the headphones. She was right. I did say family first. I just finally realized I am my family. I turned back to my monitor, pulled up my query, and kept working. My flight leaves in 3 days. And this time, she won't be a part of that future hey Reddit. Yeah, this got way bigger than I ever imagined. I honestly didn't think my little meltdown over a text message would get this much attention. But I read every single comment, and a lot of you? You were dead right. The entitlement. The red flags I'd kept neatly folded in a drawer. Right now, I'm writing this from a tiny hotel room in Tokyo. Neon lights leaking through the curtains, soft hum of traffic outside. I left just a few days ago, but those last 72 hours before my flight? Absolute chaos. After Mara's voicemail, the one where she was screaming about the missing money, the calls started. And they didn't stop. 25 calls. Back to back. Then came the texts. A wall of green bubbles, like an avalanche on my screen. You stole from me. This is theft. Leo, I'm calling the cops. Reese's mom had to pawn her wedding ring to cover the last $3,000. Her ring. Are you happy? I'm coming over. We are talking about this. You better be there. Classic Mara. She doesn't accept, no, she just gets louder until the world bends to her. But this time, it wasn't going to bend. Not anymore. I live in a condo, and the last thing I wanted was a screaming match in the hallway. So, before anything else, I called a locksmith. Hi, I need an emergency rekey. My ex-partner has a key, and I'm concerned about my property. No problem, sir. 45 minutes. $220 rush fee. Perfect. By 6 p.m., new locks. By 6:15, Mara. I heard it, the scraping of the old key in the new lock. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Then came the pounding. Boom, boom, boom. Leo, I know you're in there. Open this damn door. You're a thief. You're a coward. I was sitting on my couch, calmly folding shirts into a suitcase. I didn't say a word. I just let her rage ricochet off the door. 10 minutes of that. Then silence. Then my phone buzzed again, her sister, Talia. Ignored. Her mom, Karen. Ignored. About 30 minutes later, another knock. This one wasn't Mara. It was firm. Official. I peered through the peephole, 2 police officers. Great. She actually did it. I opened the door slowly. Officers, can I help you? Mara was standing behind them, arms folded tight, blotchy from tears and fury. He locked me out and he stole $7,200 from me. The older officer exhaled, the kind of sigh that said, I hate these calls. Sir, we received a report of a domestic disturbance and potential theft. Of course, I said, calm as I could manage. There's no disturbance. This is my ex-girlfriend, Mara. She's upset. This is my condo. I'm the sole owner. I held up my driver's license with the address. She was living here as my guest. She had a key, which I had rekeyed. That's my right. She stole my money. Mara snapped. Sir, what about the alleged theft? The cop asked. Yes, I said, picking up the neat little folder I'd prepared hours earlier. She's referring to our joint savings account. I handed over the most recent statement. Here's the current balance, $4,200 as of this morning. Here's my deposit history, $7,200 over 2 years. And here's hers, $7,000. And here, I handed him the third page, is today's transfer of exactly $7,200. My contribution. Hers is still sitting in the account. The officer scanned the papers, then looked at me. And why'd you move it, sir? Because, I said, handing him my phone, she texted me earlier today saying she was taking the entire fund to bail out her ex-boyfriend. I did not agree. So I took back my half. That's all. The officer read the text. His face went blank, that official, yep, this is nonsense, expression. Ma'am, he said to Mara, this is a civil issue, not a criminal one. He didn't steal anything. He withdrew his own money. As for the condo, it's his property. He doesn't have to let you in. But my stuff, she sputtered. I pointed to 3 boxes and 2 suitcases stacked neatly by the door. It's packed. She can take it. The officer nodded. We'll do a civil standby. Ma'am, you can collect your belongings, but just the essentials. We can't stay all night. She stormed past me, a storm contained in skin. No more tears. Just pure, vibrating hatred. You're a sociopath, you know that? She hissed, grabbing her makeup bag. A cold, calculating spreadsheet. I leaned on the doorframe. Yeah, well, this spreadsheet doesn't pay for his girlfriend's ex's legal mess. Then she said it, the thing she knew would hit below the belt. Reese's mom had to pawn her wedding ring. Sounds like a Reese's mom problem to me, I said lightly. Probably not my kindest moment, but I was done being the quiet one. She went for her boxes, and then froze. Her eyes locked on the painting on the wall. A soft landscape. A gift from her grandmother, Ma. Well, my painting now. Mara lunged for it. I'm taking this. It's my grandmother's. I held up a hand. No, you're not. The younger cop stepped forward. Ma'am, is this yours or his? My grandma painted it. It's mine. I pulled out my phone, went to my favorites album, and showed them a photo, me and Ma, smiling, holding that exact painting and the birthday card she gave me with it. Zoomed in. To Leo, my favorite computer whiz. I'm so glad you love the painting. It's all yours. Happy 30th, love, Ma. The cop nodded. Ma'am, the painting stays. Grab your boxes. Her face went from red to a shade I can only describe as plum rage. She dragged the boxes out, scraping the floor as she went. You'll regret this, Leo. You'll be old and alone with your stupid money and your stupid painting. I smiled faintly. And I'll still have both. I opened the door as the officers watched her leave. Oh, and Mara? I added, voice steady. I'll be taking my $7,200 back too. I shut the door. Locked it. Exhaled. The officers waited until she was in her car before heading out. I stood there in the silence of my freshly locked condo, surrounded by half-packed suitcases. No yelling. No slammed doors. Just the quiet hum of my fridge and the distant buzz of the city outside. And for the first time in a long time, that silence felt like freedom. The next morning, I made the rookie mistake of answering a call I shouldn't have. Leo, darling, Karen cooed, Mara's mother. Her voice was so thick with fake sweetness it could have given me a cavity through the phone. I think there's been a terrible misunderstanding. Mara is just, she's so distraught. She has such a big heart. You know that money was just for an emergency. Oh, here we go. Reese is a good boy, she went on. He just gets turned around sometimes. It was just a bar fight. Boys will be boys. Now Mara's $3,000 short for the bondsman, her account is overdrawn, and, well, I think the right thing to do, the Christian thing to do, would be for you to send her the money back. Be the bigger man, Leo. Don't be so petty. I let the silence stretch for a beat. Then I laughed. Not loud. Just one dry, humorless exhale. The Christian thing? Karen, how about the logical thing? My voice was calm, steady. The logical thing is not setting $7,200 on fire for a guy who, by the way, wasn't in a bar fight. What are you talking about? She said, suddenly unsure. I looked it up. Public records. He was arrested for check fraud. He was stealing checks from his part-time job. The line went quiet. That kind of quiet where you can practically hear someone blinking. Well, she stammered, I'm sure that's a misunderstanding too. But the point is, Mara needs you. You can't just abandon her. Watch me, I said. And I hung up. The next 48 hours were surprisingly peaceful. Methodical, even. I put a hold on my mail. Paid my condo fees 3 months ahead. Gave Ben, my buddy who has a spare key, a quick rundown on watering the plants and picking up anything that slips through the hold. It felt like closing a chapter, page by page. Then, just when I thought the circus was over, a text came in. This time from Talia, Mara's sister. A screenshot. A small claims court filing form. You're being sued, you jerk, for the $7,200 you stole, plus $2,000 for the painting you're holding hostage and $1,000 for emotional distress. You're not getting away with this. I stared at the screen for a second, then typed back exactly 3 words. See you in court. Block, 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 Mara, Talia, Karen, gone. When my plane took off a day later, as the wheels lifted off the runway and the city fell away beneath me, I swear, it felt like the first real breath I'd taken in years. I leaned back in my seat, listening to the soft hum of the engines, and let a slow smile spread across my face. No more frantic voicemails. No more guilt trips wrapped in honeyed words. No more playing the understanding boyfriend while my savings went up in flames. I've got at least a month here. Maybe more. If they want to serve papers, they'll have to do it to an empty condo. I'll deal with it when I'm good and ready. For now, I've got one priority, find the best bowl of ramen in Tokyo. And for the first time in 3 years, I feel free. Hey Reddit. It's been about 3.5 months since everything went down. This is the last update. I came back from Japan 2 weeks ago. Those 9 weeks away? They were clarifying. I worked remotely part-time, wandered through quiet streets and loud night markets, learned how to enjoy my own company again, and, surprisingly, learned that I actually love it. When I got home, there was a fat stack of mail waiting on the counter, thanks to Ben for collecting it. Buried in that pile was exactly what I'd expected, a summons for small claims court. Mara, Karen, Talia, all 3 of them listed as plaintiffs. They were suing me for $10,200. $7,200, the money I stole. $2,000, the priceless family heirloom, the painting. $1,200, apparently her moving costs and emotional distress. The hearing was last Thursday. I showed up in my work suit. I'm a data analyst, it's in my blood to overprepare. So of course, I brought a binder. Tabs. Labels. Certified documents. Mara was already there when I arrived, with Karen and Talia flanking her like a pair of angry bouncers. Reese was nowhere to be seen, which honestly told me everything I needed to know. The judge, a woman with the look of someone who's seen way too much nonsense for one lifetime, called Case 304B. Mara's last name versus my last name. Ma'am, she said to Mara, please state your claim. Mara stood, papers shaking slightly. Your Honor, my ex-fiancée, I actually choked when she said that, because no, we were never engaged, maliciously and without warning stole $7,200 from our joint savings account, leaving me stranded and unable to pay an emergency bill. He did it out of spite. And he stole a priceless family heirloom, a painting from my grandmother worth at least $2,000. And I had to move out, pay for movers, and it caused me severe emotional distress. The judge turned to me. Mr., my last name, your response? I stood. Opened my binder. First, I said evenly, we were not engaged. Here's a copy of my condo deed, purchased before our relationship. My property alone. I slid the document to the bailiff. And here, I added, holding up another sheet, is the lease for her new apartment. Signed with her ex-boyfriend, Reese, 2 days before she texted me about taking the money. So the so-called emergency? It wasn't bail. It was moving in money. Mara went pale. Karen hissed something under her breath. Order, the judge said sharply. Second, I continued, regarding the $7,200. I handed over the certified bank statements. This is the joint savings account. Over 18 months, I contributed $7,200. She contributed $7,000. I withdrew my exact contribution, leaving hers untouched. And here, I handed over my phone screenshots, is the text where she declared her intent to use the entire amount, including my half, to bail out Mr. Reese. I did not authorize that. The judge read the message. Her eyebrows arched. Third, I said, flipping to the next tab, the painting. I passed over another folder. Here's a notarized affidavit from Mara's grandmother, Ma. She's 84 and a delight, by the way. It states clearly that the painting was a gift to me for my 30th birthday. Here's the birthday card that came with it. And here's a photo of me and Ma, at my party, holding the painting together. The judge studied the documents, lips pressed together like she was trying not to roll her eyes. And finally, I added, here's a certified copy of the public court docket for Mr. Reese. He was not arrested for a bar fight, as I was told. He was arrested for check fraud. He pled guilty last month and was sentenced to 18 months in prison. Then I sat down. The room was dead quiet. The judge slowly lowered the file. She looked at Mara with the kind of stare parents give their kids when they know they've really screwed up. Ma'am, the judge said flatly, let me get this straight. You tried to take your boyfriend's savings to bail out your other boyfriend, who's in prison for fraud. When your boyfriend withdrew his own money, you sued him. And you tried to claim a painting your own grandmother gave him. Mara stammered, voice breaking. He tricked me. He said family first. The judge didn't even blink. And it seems Mr. Reese is the family you chose. She exhaled, a long, exhausted sigh. This is one of the most frivolous and frankly insulting cases I've seen all month. You're lucky he's not countersuing you for harassment. Case dismissed with prejudice. Ma'am, I strongly suggest you take a hard look at your life choices. Don't waste this court's time again. Mara just stood there, mouth open like a glitching NPC. Karen started to protest, but Your Honor, the distress. Get out of my courtroom, the judge snapped. I packed up my binder, feeling lighter with every page I slipped inside. In the hallway, Talia got right in my face. You think you're so smart with your folders? You ruined her life. I adjusted my tie. No. She had a life. She had my savings. She had her grandmother's painting. She just chose Reese. The trade went through. I stepped around her and didn't look back. The latest word, through Ben, who heard from a mutual friend, is that things have not gone well for Mara. She and Reese's mom, yes, the one with the pond ring, are locked in a full-blown feud over who Reese really loves and, more importantly, who he owes money to. Mara lost her job, not because of me, but because apparently she turned her workplace into a personal soap opera and tanked 3 major projects. Reese isn't paying rent, but her name's on the lease. Me? I came home. Took Ma's painting. Hung it in my bedroom, right across from my bed. It's the first thing I see every morning. I'm back at work. My accounts are mine alone. My spreadsheets are clean. I'm planning a trip to Southeast Asia next spring. And this time, I'm buying a round-trip ticket. I'm not sure I'd call what I feel happiness. Not yet. But I do feel light. And I'm $7,200 richer than I would have been.